The sitting arrangement of the senator is like the least of my priorities. Like that, even the Senate president, he himself does not. His history is not pure.
The alleged sexual harassment incident was claimed to occur in December 2023. It begs the question, why now?
And then there was another time he made a statement like, Natasha, your husband is really enjoying. It looks like you'll be able to make good movements with your waist.
And the Senate president is known actually to be having those type of character, even when he was a governor.
Since we transitioned into democracy from 1999 to now, I've had like about 6 senators that have been suspended. But if it's about lobbying for bill passaging and it happens, it has been a constant practice.
And I stand on privilege 10, order 10, which is on privileges.
Sorry.
No, dear Senate President, please, with due respect, do you mind? I have raised an order 10, privileges, sir, please. That alleges, or should I say, accuses you of making sexual harassment moves.
You can enjoy a whole lot if you take care of me, make me happy.
We can see they are filling back the roads, and she still has the support of her people.
You literally slapped his face.
Physical. I'm the only Ogoni woman, the only Nigerian woman that has slapped his face.
Why?
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be discussing the feud between Senator Natasha and Senator Akpabio and giving you a chronological summary, and also showing you the funny clips and different things that have happened along the line, just taking you through the whole timeline from beginning to the end, and to just give you a short summary of the feud. It dates back to 2023. You would get the full picture as we go along, and it started over a seemingly little dispute which escalated further. And we noticed, I think the story first got popular when there was an issue with sitting arrangements in February of this year. The initial disagreement quickly escalated following Senator Natasha's public accusation of sexual harassment against Senator Akpabio later that same month, that February. In response, the Senate, citing breaches of parliamentary rules and decorum, suspended Senator Natasha for 6 months in early March 2025. This action prompted her to seek legal redress in the Nigerian courts and to appeal to international bodies like the Interparliamentary Union for intervention. Simultaneously, a petition was launched to recall her from the Senate, although this effort was ultimately thwarted by INEC's determination that it did not meet the constitutional requirement for a recall. Throughout this period, Senator Akpabio, the Senate president, consistently denied these allegations against him, and the Senate maintained that Senator Natasha's suspension was solely due to her misconduct. So the roles played by both senators in this feud are distinct. Senator Natasha positioned herself as an outspoken accuser, challenging the authority of the Senate president and seeking justice through both domestic and international channels. She has portrayed herself as a victim of political intimidation for speaking out against alleged misconduct. Senator Akpabio, on the other hand, has consistently denied the allegations and has asserted his authority as the Senate president, emphasizing the need for order and adherence to Senate rules. This unresolved feud carries broader implications for Nigerian politics. It raises questions about the image and credibility of the Nigerian Senate as an institution, particularly in its handling of serious allegations against its leadership. The conflict also highlights the challenges that women in Nigerian politics may face, especially when confronting powerful male figures. Senator Natasha's experience underscores the potential for power imbalances and the complexities involved in addressing allegations of sexual harassment within political institutions. So that just wraps up everything that has been going on just in a couple of paragraphs. So today I have with me here my friend Kane, and we'll just be giving our takes or our opinions and just, reacting to a couple of trending videos we've seen on this matter, and also just let the world know what we as Nigerians think. And good afternoon, Kane. And how have you been? I know this topic is even something that has been highly requested since our last commentary, and it's nice to have you back. I don't know, just give me a line or two on what you feel about this feud between our two esteemed senators.
The feud has really been an interesting one and a very controversial one at that. And okay, from what has been available to the public, where the whole feud was visible to the public was when they had that sitting arrangement issue. So, but according to her allegations, they have the issue has been there since 2023 December. I think that's where she stated first that he made some sexual advances towards her. But in the eyes of the public, the whole issue escalated when they had a sitting arrangement issue. And the first time for me personally, the first time that whole news broke out, I was kind of irritated, to be honest. I was not in support of Senator Natasha and the whole back and forth, because I felt like as Nigerians, we have a lot of issues that we're dealing with. That the sitting arrangement of the senator is like the least of my priorities. Like, how does that affect me? Like, I felt like that was something that people have trashed out as adults,
privately,
or mature people, for crying out loud. So, So there was no need to make some kind of drama over it. That's from one end. Now, the problem now is that even the Senate president, he himself his history is not pure, because he himself has been in a feud with
allegedly.
No, this is not an allegation. I'm talking about the whole sitting arrangement issue now. He himself has had a problem with the past Senate president, which is Senator Bukola Saraki. When he was the Senate president, he had an issue with this same sitting arrangement of the thing, and he himself is like, from the video, which is online, one can go and watch it.
Godswill Akpabio, an APC senator also from Akwa-Ibom State, to speak and possibly respond to the accusation was denied by the Senate president.
You can't speak from there now. You can go to your seat. Then when you get to your seat, I will recognize you.
The situation is correct, and the Senate president
I sat next to Senator Kwankwaso until I was led by the sergeant at arms that this is my seat.
I asked the clerk whether he allocated that seat to you. He said he didn't.
He told me he would prefer to sit here. So I said there is no microphone there, but he said he will still prefer to sit there.
If there's been a senator that have allowed to speak without a microphone, state. It has never happened in this chamber. All we said is there's no microphone where you are. Go to a place where there's one and you can speak. Now you have the floor. Speak and let us make progress.
I want to apologize to my colleagues if I raised my voice earlier, and to say that until the Senate is well reconstituted and the sitting arrangements well arranged, I want to hold my peace.
He himself, he behaved immaturely, irresponsibly, because he scattered the Senate that day. It was a complete ruckus, like they were arguing back and forth. So,
oh my God.
From that historical basis, he himself, he's not one that I see with that has except maybe he wants to say he has learned from his past mistakes, because the position of the Senate is that if you have not been recognized by the Senate president, and if you are not making your submission from the seat assigned to you, you are not allowed to speak or make any contributions. So that's the same angle that Senator Akpabio too was having with Senator Natasha, which was the same issue that he had with Bukola Saraki, is that she cannot be making any submission from the seat that it's not assigned to her. So That's where the whole issue escalated. And when he did his own, when he scattered the Senate that day, when he caused a lot of commotion that day, and he argued back and forth and everything, and he wasn't suspended. The matter was handled
amicably.
After that, it was handled amicably. So now, when it has now come to his turn now, they are now dishing out suspension, even though he's not the one that moved the motion. To be fair to him, he's not the one that moved the motion for a suspension, I think. So, but it's something that could have easily be quelled. But I believe it's the build up. The build up was, or that suspension came as a move after she made that sexual harassment allegation. Because it was after she made that sexual harassment allegation that that's when they now moved to suspend her. So I believe that factored in the suspension. Like, officially, they are saying they suspended her because of her misconduct during the sitting arrangements. But I believe that technically they use that as a very smart way to silence, to suspend her because of that sexual allegation that she made.
That's interesting. I love the fact that you even took us back to the days of Senator Bukola Saraki. That's awesome. I give you your flowers, because I actually totally forgot about that. Only until you mentioned it just now did I recall the various drama that happened back then when, Senator Saraki was one of the strongest Senate presidents that we've had in recent times. He stood strong.
Yeah.
So, well, now just I'll be running through the timeline of the event. I feel we should just discuss that. The alleged sexual harassment incident, it was claimed to occur in December 2023. It begs the question, why now? Why come up with it now? I understand no evil should go unturned. No evil should go without being punished.
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter is that, and I also don't just expect everyone to jump on a bandwagon. There has to be a proper investigation. You can't just make an accusation and just try to ruin a powerful man's life without proper investigation. Peradventure, if there's an investigation and it allegedly comes off guilty as charged, then it's left for the rule of law to just, do the needful. And talking about the allegation, I feel we should watch a couple of clips that would reflect this particular allegation and all these confrontations. I feel I should start with this particular video right here.
And then there was another time he made a statement like, Natasha, your husband is really enjoying. It looks like you'll be able to make good movements with your waist.
So the Senate president said this.
He says that, he makes such sexist statement, and then they all laugh.
When the Senate president allegedly made this comment to you, there were other senators present.
Yeah. They said, in the Senate, we're all men. She should be used to this.
How did the other senators respond to that?
Just laugh. The culture of shaming a woman who dares speak of something that is like a taboo is real.
Interesting. So that's one of the accusations. And I don't know, what do you feel about that? The whole comment, and she's stating other senators were in support. Sure. But funny enough, I noticed something recently that one of the popular politicians, which is the former vice president, His Excellency Atiku Abubakar, he had an interview recently where he actually just made that statement, and he didn't even make it with a cautious tone or anything like that, and I was actually very surprised. I have the footage here, and I would also love us to, go through it.
Reports that when Godswill Akpabio was a governor, he was corrupt.
He was corrupt. Not only he was corrupt, but he was also in the habit of abusing, women.
So were you surprised that the state of emergency passed so easily in the National Assembly?
I was not surprised because I know the leadership is corrupt. I have no apologies about that. And they could do anything. And the Senate president is known actually to be having those type of character even when he was a governor.
So, can you say that is quite shocking, because that's one of the top men in the country in Nigerian politics that is actually saying that. Apologies for the audio cutting out earlier. Your explanation about a short convo or a back and forth about the thing, the witnesses and no witnesses and all of that. I feel you should just give us a recap in relation to what Atiku just said.
Oh, okay. Plus the other video, or this video.
Yes, both of them. Like, just give us your view, like what you feel.
Okay.
Talking about evidence and all of that.
Yeah, on Natasha's video, the allegation she made there, I think it's something that is more easier to prove if she can get the other senators to agree that's going to kind of confirm her story, since she was not the only person present there and there were other senators present there. So she can, at least one indication that she can actually try and prove. So, but, and due to the nature of Nigerian politics, I can confidently say that it's highly unlikely, but these are the same senators that supported her suspension, even though they might say that the reason for the suspension is because of her misconduct during the
although allegedly I heard something.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you short. I heard something about the suspension. They claimed the suspension was not carried out the right way. That was also something I saw on social media, that lots of people were alleging that you are meant to do it the normal way and take signatures of senators one by one. And someone claimed, there's a popular YouTuber that I saw something on his page. He claimed that they just used the signatures from those that attended the plenary, which I don't know if that's how things are done. And I've also noticed an allegation by one of these lawyers, a famous lawyer also, stating that the Senate president just, tell people to shout yay or nay in the house and just takes his poll like that, not properly asking people for their opinions, like or documenting those that are for or against a certain decision.
That's the reality of the Senate. That's the reality of the Senate in Nigeria.
Well, I get that, but don't you feel
our Senate runs
things like that,
a voice voting system?
Oh, interesting. So another thing that came to my hearing was there's a popular television station. I saw a clip from a popular television station here in Nigeria where some of the reporters there were claiming or asserting allegedly that the Senate didn't follow due process and some senators were not in support. And they were kind of working behind the scenes. They didn't come out fully, but they kind of talked behind the scene that they really had nothing to do with her suspension, which is quite absurd.
It will be absurd to you if you are just following Nigerian politics of now. If you just started following Nigerian politics maybe it must be absurd to you, but it's nothing absurd. It's the reality of the Nigerian Senate.
I understand it's the reality of Nigeria, but
so,
it's indeed not right.
No. Let me further explain my view. Me personally, I do not want to overblow her suspension, because to make it clear, she's not the first senator to have been suspended to democracy. She's the first. I think she's the first female senator. There has been since we transitioned into democracy from 1999 to now, I've had about 6 senators that have been suspended. And one of the most recent, apart from her, was just last year, Senator Abdul Nengi. He was also suspended when he came out he was suspended for 3 months when he came out to allege that the budget was padded. The 2023 budget was 2024 budget was padded. There was padding, and so the Senate suspended it. They initially moved to suspend it for 12 months, and then but they were able to bring it down to 3 months. He didn't even finish his 3-month suspension, and 2 weeks to the end of his suspension, he came back. They recalled him. So just as early as last year, we have had a male senator suspended.
Sure.
So it would be actually unfair or biased to just paint it as a victimization of a woman, because we have all previous senators have bet. To be fair, all previous senators that have suspended are male, and it will have to do with the fact that the Senate is a male-dominated space. So we have to do more of that, because the percentage of women, as I now, we only have only four female senators. So the likelihood of a female senator being suspended is ridiculously low, of course.
Of course.
So she's just
except you see someone that decides to, also thrive in a male-dominated space. Because what is making Senator Natasha different, in my opinion, is the fact that she even stood up for herself. There's a recent video I saw where she claimed she was kind of pushing for a popular old company to come back, which is Ajaokuta Steel. Like, she pushed for this bill, pushed. She said, I think she had to push for it 5 times.
Let's not overstate this. There have been plenty of senators that have had arguments on the floor of the Senate. The only issue is that most of them have not been suspended. There have been many senators that have not had their way. And they are men. So
I guess that's a new. That's true.
I genuinely do not want to just paint it as a woman-to-man issue or victimizing women. It's a very cheap way to look at it. Many senators, especially one should even be looking at is their party more than even their agenda, especially from the minority party or the opposition party. In the floor of the Senate, you will not always have your way, and that's just the reality on ground.
True. Because there's a lot of politics, even in the United States.
There's a lot of politics in play.
Yeah, even in the United States.
The only issue now that what has made our case very unique and special is that sexual harassment. But if it's about lobbying for bill passaging and it happens, it has been a constant practice in the Senate. If you bring a bill,
but let's say,
you have to lobby your fellow senators.
Sure, I understand that.
I'm not supporting that culture, of course. I'm not supporting, but it's just the reality, and
it's the reality. And I understand what you are saying allegedly, but the thing is, if let's say she has to lobby, I'm sure she wouldn't want to lobby as a married woman by using, let's say, her femininity or her looks or anything like that.
Of course, that's wrong. That is something I will not support or agree with. And that is exactly where we're having issue now. Is to be the sexual harassment case. That's where the issue is. The sitting arrangement is not a case for me.
Sure, I felt this, but she claimed. I guess I have to play a clip because I tried to just dig deep into the archives to find some of this footage.
No, it's part of the lobbying. It's the lobbying that carried her to go.
So I'll play 2 footages. I'll play 2 clips. I'll play 2 clips now for the confrontation in the Senate. She's kind of quoting their bylaws and just stressing some things. To first buttress your point, to first buttress your point, I'll play a clip that proves what you are saying, because there's a clip where, Akpabio and other senators also face off. It's not only Natasha. That's just normal in the Senate. I'll first play that to buttress the point.
Do not, with due respect, link me to social media when I'm talking serious issues like this.
No,
I expect fairness in the Senate for everybody. Concessions are given to other people. I expect them to be given to me also when it is needed.
Senator Siraki Dixon. Yes. I watch you on television. You said no matter what this Senate does, the Senate will not have your vote on anything the Senate does. That's what you said on television.
We must have mutual respect for all.
You can see he picked up the book.
Okay? And I do have regard for you, particularly as our presiding officer.
I appreciate
and I think that should be reciprocal.
Then our famous, they switched off our mic. I guess let me just stop it. Let me just stop it right here.
Dino Malaya has housed so many like back and forth in the Senate. So senators have been back and forth. It's nothing new.
It's nothing new. I just played that. I played that to buttress your point. I played that to buttress your point before I moved to, to play the footage of her confronting the Senate president. I'll play 2 of the clips I have here.
The opinion of
I would have liked that you played
Natasha Uduaghan.
The other one.
Thank you very much.
No. I would have liked to see if you had the clip of him, of Senator Akpabio himself when he was fighting in the Senate. Also, him himself is not a saint.
Okay, I could just get the clip and insert it here in the video.
When he was fighting during the Akpabio. I said the Akpabio during the Bukola Saraki.
Oh my God! And it's just politics. They are no permanent enemies. We all understand this. So, but I understand what you are saying perfectly. I'll possibly input that clip somewhere in the video.
I'm Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, representing the good and virtuous people of Kogi Central. I beg to differ that this matter is sub judice. And I stand on privilege 10, order 10, which is on privileges.
Sorry.
Dear Senate President, please, with due respect, do you mind? I have raised an order 10, privileges, sir, please.
I guess she's learning to become a senator. I don't know what order 10 really is, but I guess she has the right to continue saying what she's saying.
It's my right, Senate President. Order 10 on privileges, please. I believe, and please, would you stop turning off my microphone? I represent people, and I represent women who have been silenced. So permit me to speak without my microphone being silenced, dear sir, President of the Nigerian Senate. Order 10 on privileges.
Coincidentally, I'm hearing you.
Any senator may rise at any time to speak upon a matter of privilege suddenly arising, and he or she shall be prepared to move without notice a motion declaring that a contempt or breach of privilege has been committed. I stand and I believe herefore, sir, that your denial, your refusal to accept and treat my petition before the Senate Committee on Ethics and Privileges and Abuse of my privileges, and I say forth, that this matter is not sub judice, it is not before the court. The matter before the court is on the defamation and cyberbullying statements made by your special assistant on new media, Mr. Patrick Nfom, who addressed my decent outfits as transparent, thereby depicting that I walk sedulously and naked to the chambers. That is the nature of the petition, of the case in court. This petition, sir, has never been filed. The petition that alleges, or should I say, accuses you of making sexual harassment moves, abusing your office, and making malicious obstructions to my legislative functions, has not been tendered anywhere before, no courts in Nigeria. So, sir, I would appreciate if you kindly accept my petition and forward same to the Ethics and Privileges Committee so it could be treated. Thank you, sir.
So that's the first clip. I'll just run through the second clip of her. Just quickly. I'll just skip through it. You said?
Oh, no, I just wanted to go through to the clip where she was on Arise TV.
Oh, okay. This is the Arise TV clip.
Yeah.
The Senate President, you know how important this Ajaokuta Steel Company to me is.
That's why she was pushing for the Ajaokuta Steel Company.
I've noticed that you have stepped down this motion. As a matter of fact, a number of senators told me, go and see him and plead with him so that he would take it. I was like, sir, please, why can't you take this motion? It's very important. It's been listed. Then it was listed the third time I stepped down. He then said, Natasha, I'm the chief presiding officer of the Senate. You can enjoy a whole lot if you take care of me and make me happy. At that point, I said, sir, I'll pretend that I didn't hear this. He said, well, the ball is in your court. I left his office and When I got home, I told my husband, I didn't tell my husband what happened. I just told my husband, please, can you speak to the Senate President to allow my motion scale through?
So to just wrap everything up quickly, I'm sure you saw the part where, she's quite notorious for having issues with even politicians in our state, and they are kind of against her. I don't know why. Even Yaya Bello and all of the likes, I'm sure, they don't like how she's moving, and it's quite understandable, allegedly anyways, because there's no proof they've come out to talk bad against her. But I noticed the governor in Kogi State said I think was trying to stop her from coming home for Salah and all of that, and saying there should be no entourage, this and that. And
well, for starters, she's in the opposition party. Let's get that straight first. He's not in the same party as them, and that plays a lot into discrimination as long as political office is concerned in Nigeria. If you're not in the ruling party, you're obviously going to face some obstacles or some challenges, especially when you're not always go to friendly. I mean, they're in the opposition party. You don't need to make friends. You don't necessarily need to make friends with them.
That's how it is.
That we operate a political system where leaders are more focused on building. They are not focused on building relationship with the people. Rather, it's with their fellow politicians, because elections can be rigged in their favor. So they don't need to draw closer to the people and have a relationship or perform in office. They just need to meet the right powerful people, and then they'll be put in office. Yeah. So it's a pathetic system of governance for running here. So, but not having a good relationship with Yaya Bello is not an issue, because me personally, I don't like Yaya Bello. If you are friends with Yaya Bello,
they can all still be in the same party later on, which doesn't really matter. That's just the truth. It's just politics. They are not permanent enemies, no permanent friends. The way it is in Nigeria.
You can't vote for that. You can't vote for that, because even Dino Malaya does not have a good relationship with Yaya Bello. All of them in the opposition party don't have that relationship. They have that good relationship together. So, but it's coming back home is.
And you can see the crowd.
Why they were trying to restrict her.
I don't know why also, because it will be having the opposite effect and let people.
You are making a case that you are witch hunting her. You are making the public.
Yes, and
to believe
the thing is, the truth is, they are making her more popular, and they are helping her political career. And you already know she's a very strong. She's a very strong lady. She's a very strong lady, and she will hold her ground.
Yeah.
There's a footage I have here. Let me play it for you. Let me play the footage for you where they destroyed the road during the election while they were going to.
That's what I wanted to bring up now.
And she still stood strong, and she still won the election. So that goes to show the strength of our political, I don't know, a political character or whatever. I don't know even what I can call it. She has a kind of strength that nothing holds her down.
That she has.
Let me release the audio on this.
The organic support that she has.
Let me let this play out.
I'm still here. While I was coming in, we ordered one of my excavators to come with us. So the excavator is right now trying to excavate, trying to fill up the sands that we're taking out of it.
Excuse, bye-bye.
So we have an excavator that is going to dig up the holes.
Let me just skip through the video. You can see they are filling back the roads. They just filled back the roads, and she still has the support of her people. So that's what I'm just trying to say. She doesn't allow anything hold her down, and they already know this. So it's more like fighting someone that will be coming head on with you, and you just keep clashing and clashing. It's better to just resolve it, let's say, peacefully and amicably, because she will be hurting Senator Akpabio's career, and we don't even know if it's true, because there has to be an investigation. It's just in the court of public opinion, and everybody is saying what they feel on the matter. Nobody knows what is right or wrong. So
the thing is, funny enough, this is not the first case allegation or somebody's alleged is.
I will pause the video and insert those clips here of the funny NDCC lady, the back and forth and all of that.
Hotel to meet with.
Can I ask you? I went go back to the reference you just made to slapping the minister. You literally slapped his face.
Physical. I'm the only Ogoni woman, the only Nigerian woman that has slapped his face.
Why did you slap him? Why did you slap him?
I slapped him because of his plan B. He thought that he could, since he couldn't get me to take that money, he thought that plan B, if it could come up on me, he didn't know that I'm a Port Harcourt girl. Port Harcourt girls are not moved by money, by somebody telling me that you make me a substantive MD. The Port Harcourt girls are
Can we clarify this? Because we can't gloss over a slap. What is the plan B? He came up on you. What exactly does that mean?
We were having a meeting. Akpabio's meeting with me is either in Apple or at Meridian or whatever. Those are his meetings. I slapped him.
Well, Joy, are you accusing Senator Akpabio of attempted rape? Is that the point you are making? Or sexual harassment?
Harassment sounds better, not rape.
Okay, so you are accusing him expressly of sexual harassment?
Yes, I am accusing him.
Okay.
And I want to say that, most Nigerian women face a lot of these pressures. And that's why you can see Akpabio is more interested in my love life. That's why he said he was not going to glorify me. He was not going to talk about our work relationship. Why was he jealous that I was married for 20 times? Did he want to be my seventh husband? Even if I married 80 times, I did not marry 4 times. I don't know where he got that. Why was that for a woman that accused you of misappropriation in this country? Now he knows. And I'm sure Akpabio respects me more than everybody knows that if after money, I would have taken the oath, I would have gone out of my way. Nobody would have heard all this noise about husband. That is why Akpabio told the world that I'm temperamental. He said it. But
nobody makes any payment in NDDC without Godswill Akpabio's approval. When we first came to NDDC, on the day of going for the inauguration, he told me in the car that, Madam MD, if you don't do what I say, the same pen with which I used to sign your letter, it will be the same pen that I will use to remove you. He said the first thing I should do when I get to Port Harcourt is to change the dollars in the NDDC account. I was scared to do that. After that, he came to Port Harcourt 2 days after the inauguration. He said the first thing I should do is to make sure I change the dollars. I should remove Mr. Kaltungo from being legal and send him on compulsory retirement, that we cannot have a northerner be the head of the legal team, of the legal unit. He said I should remove all the other directors that refused to take his instruction during the time of Mrs. Agwagaga. That was the predecessor before I came. So he came also with a draft, which I've submitted, with a draft letter that I should write and put it on my letterhead, implicating Senator Mobushi for collecting contracts in NDDC. I told him that I will not, I'm a lawyer, and that whoever alleges must prove. The fact that Senator Mobushi is giving us trouble as IMC, you remember also that they did not recognize the IMC. I said I will not do that letter. He said I was ungrateful and I refused to do the letter. Dr. Cairo now said that he will do the letter. If Akpabio tells him to kill, He will kill before he asks, why did he kill? I said, for me, I will not do the letter. At that place, there was Mr. Etiebet, who was the only staff of the NDDC that was present at that meeting. When he finished, he now asked Dr. Cairo to go and send for the letter-headed paper from the office. They now sent for the letter-headed paper. Dr. Cairo now did the letter, which I've also submitted to the committee, alleging that Senator Wabushi had contracts. Then he said, I must sign the cover letter. I said, if I sign any document from me seen by Mr. President, he will believe every line of it.
So I said she needs to calm down and then reassess herself. And then you also need to bring all the former husbands, at least bring 4 of them that she had married in the past, to this studio. So that you ask them questions one after the other. Because it looks like a character problem.
Will they have answers to her professional,
they will have answers
to her professional conduct?
They will not professional conduct. That is not the issue. What is she a professional?
What?
Let her come and tell you first. But then tell you about her character. Because what I'm seeing here is somebody comes up and stands on television channel, wow. Then the whole world. Nigerians love bad news. I'm not that type of person. I'm a minister. And my job is to protect the citizens of this country and protect the administration of Mr. President. I must tell you that even the president, President Buhari, was not aware of all these things because I did not want to bother the man.
Being displayed on the screen. Being displayed on the screen right now is, let's say, a timeline of events, just in tabular format. It's just a summary of the key events leading up to this final blow of this feud between Senator Natasha and the Senate President. So also included a bit of the links of the sources cited, the media outlets, popular news agencies in Nigeria, both even local and international actually. So you can just let us know what you think in the comment section. Drop a like and also subscribe to the channel. If you are new here, please subscribe to the channel. We have a whole lot of content for you, and be sure to also, drop suggestions, what you want to see next, what you want to see us talk about, things that, let's say, you don't have enough time to just do your research on and also get in-depth details, just to be able to get perspective and also form an opinion on certain issues around governance and just popular trending issues. I feel we would do justice to that. Thanks for watching. Like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next video.